You know, for me, I don't know how to say it. It sounds corny, but being in a classroom just feels like home for me. It literally feels like it's where I belong when I walk into a classroom. And again, this is the same person that couldn't give a speech in my college high school class. I was literally incapable of standing up in front of a group of people and communicating. And now I feel like I'm at home. And that change actually happened when I became a believer. I was a freshman. I was in my first year of graduate school at Stanford. And God had just grabbed a hold of my life and turned it upside down in a really exciting way and put me on a whole new path. And they asked me if I would be involved in leading the weekly meetings. And I remembered this fear I had, but suddenly this fear I had of speaking publicly, but suddenly that fear wasn't there. And I said, sure, that sounds fun. And I did it, and it just felt so natural. And to me, it's a really cool story of how God has designed us for something. I'm an engineer, so machines being designed for a certain objective or purpose really resonates with me. And the fact that God designed me to teach, and I was completely ignorant of that. I was completely unaware. In fact, I was trying to do the exact opposite. And in His loving kindness and in His goodness, He said, no, I made you to teach. And even though it's not your plan, it's my plan. And he physically put me in this place of teaching. He made me to love engineering and to love math and love physics. Students sometimes are surprised at how passionate or how much in love with these topics I actually am. And again, this is the same person that was not into it in high school or even college. I was not into my academics at all. Just wanted to get good grades so I could get a great job and be done with them. And now I kind of have a love affair with these very subjects. But again, God knew that was in me. And He said, I'm going to put you in a place where that passion can be lived out. It's just amazing to think that God would care at that level about me and love me enough to put me in a place where I could do His work and operate effectively. If you've seen Chariots of Fire, there's this classic line where Eric Liddell says, when I run, I feel His pleasure. And when I teach, I feel God's pleasure. When I'm teaching in a classroom or one-on-one with a student or even online now via Zoom, involved in the work of teaching, I just feel God's pleasure. I feel so fulfilled. I can hardly describe it. It's both the most exhausting thing I've ever done and the most exhilarating thing I've ever done at the exact same time, which is really counterintuitive. You think that exhausting things are not appealing or appealing things are not exhausting. But in this case, it's both at the same time. And I feel like I'm just using the gifts and the talents that he gave me. Like I'm a well-engineered machine doing what it's supposed to do is what it feels like.